In today's video, we're going to talk about a company called Blockchains LLC. We're going to link the video into the description because it's a really cool video. It's like a keynote.
Yeah, the keynote that he did, yep.
It'll give you a rundown of what they're doing exactly. So the CEO of the company, his name is Jeffrey Burns, and his brother, who is the president, they're actually lawyers. I think this whole senior team are lawyers.
Right.
They have about 30 employees or so right now, and what they're doing is they're building the world's first smart city that is running on blockchain technology, which is really cool.
Yeah, so we saw the keynote, I think it was last week that we saw it come out, and I just thought it was brilliant. What they're trying to build, and the whole way he announced it. He had a hologram out there with him, like this girl that was with him. There's a hologram basically explaining what they're going to be doing, and the name of the company is Blockchains LLC. So we want to kind of take you guys through what they're doing to get to that stage. So first of all, it's not like just a pipe dream. They already have the land. So they bought 68,000 square feet.
No, 65,000 acres.
So sorry, that's right, 68,000 acres outside of Vegas in Nevada. So yeah, it's already started. They're already going with the vision. They bought that plot of land, and along with that, they've bought things to help with custody.
Yeah, so they're really focused on custody, and what they've done is they've bought 2 underground bunkers, one in Georgia and one in Wyoming, that are bomb-proof, EMP-proof, and they're going to be storing private keys for institutions that are investing into crypto.
Yeah, along with those 2, they have another 2 in Europe, one in Switzerland and the other one in Sweden. The one in Switzerland is like, what is it, miles below?
It's actually in a mountain. So
yeah, miles below Granite Mountain.
Yeah.
It is like unbelievable. And it's funny because we were just talking about in our last video, how custody and custodian services need to be amped up in the space. And along comes this guy with this crazy vision and this crazy dream, and it looks like he's already started doing it. So the 2 that are in America are decommissioned military bases,
right? And
the ones that are in Switzerland and Sweden are like in a mountain.
Yeah.
So
pretty intense.
Yeah, pretty crazy
and
stuff.
They're like nuke resistant. Like you could literally drop a nuke on them and
your private keys are safe. Like the cold storage, everything that's offered in there is completely safe. So when we saw the news come out about this, I mean, we were just like really excited. They already have some renderings of what the city is going to look like. What else is going to be in the city?
Well, first of all, the really cool thing about where they bought the land is very strategic. Is next to them is Google,
right,
and Tesla. Right.
So
that's really interesting in itself, and the city itself. So they're focusing on 3 different technologies: AI, nanotech, and 3D printing. So that's what that's a technology that they're focusing on in the city, and it's gonna be like residential. You're gonna be able to live in the city. There's gonna be schools there. A really cool thing that they were talking about that you see in the keynote is they're building a esports arena.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know much about esports, we believe that it's the future. You probably see if you know like young kids, like 10-year-old kids, what are they doing nowadays? They're not really watching sports anymore. They're watching people play Fortnite on their iPads.
Man, I watch NBA and I see those little brats sitting front row, seats I could never get, and they're on their iPads like playing games and stuff. I see them sitting there. I'm just like, bro, like LeBron James is right there, man. Lift your head up. What are you doing? But that's what the kids are into now, and I think we all share that vision where in the future, maybe 15, 20 years from now, maybe even sooner, esports is going to overtake
definitely
regular old sports like basketball and all that. So
yeah,
we'll see what that's like. Anything else to mention about?
They bought a bank. So
oh yeah.
not only have they bought a bank, So let's talk about the bank first of all. They've bought a bank that is going to be blockchain friendly, because like right now, even here in Canada, banks are not very open to cryptocurrencies. Like in Canada, if you have a TD bank account and you try and buy Bitcoin or crypto with your Visa or debit card, a lot of the times it gets blocked and accounts are getting shut down. Our bank manager called us, and we was in LA, and our bank manager called us and he was like, guys, just got a call from like the higher ups, and they're asking if the money you guys are making are from crypto or crypto mining. And I was just like, no, it's not. You know, that's not us. But like, why? And he was like, yeah, they're just, you know, they want to make sure, because like they've been closing down accounts that are connected to cryptocurrency, or are taking in funds that have come from the proceeds of crypto and crypto mining.
Right.
So banks are not, right now, they're not very open to cryptocurrency. So these guys have bought their own bank that is completely blockchain and crypto friendly, which is cool. And they have over $300 million in assets and zero debt. So these guys are the real deal. They're not messing around.
And in that keynote, he mentioned something about how. So another thing that is very cool and revolutionary within this whole ecosystem is everyone that lives there will get an ID, and the way they do it is it's called Palm Tech, something to do with your palm. I forgot what it's called. Actually, I'm gonna find it. I had it here written.
Palm Tech. So what is that like a chip put into your hand?
They don't. It's called palm vein pattern recognition. So here, I'm just gonna read it off of here. So this is from their actual website. Using palm vein pattern recognition technology, as vein-based biometric authentication is more accurate than fingerprint authentication, the system securely binds your data to your unique physical identity. So all of your data, whereas right now it's on like, you know, the DMV, the banks own some of your data, you know, Facebook obviously has a bunch of your data, but even like, you know, the Canadian government has some of our data, like social security number, all that stuff. None of that will be centralized. All of that will be read through your palm, and it would all be stored on the blockchain.
Interesting.
Yeah, so all of that data is yours and yours alone, and you won't have to, you know, unless you want to share it with anybody, you don't have to share it. So that's called Net ID. Yeah, so I could read a little bit more about it if you guys want. The other personal identification, yeah, it's on the Ethereum blockchain. Yeah, so if you have internet access, like you can access your personal data, and control over and access to the user's information will be solely with the individual, not blockchains LLC. So once the user creates a net ID, that person will be able to link it to various personas they create, professional persona, a personal persona, and a social persona. So essentially, you know, your LinkedIn, your Facebook, and yourself will all be on the blockchain. And yeah, so I think that's just, and what this guy's already been working on, another thing, is called ETH News. And ETH News is a non-monetizing media outlet. So whereas like every other media outlet in the world has to make some money, so they report on what they need to report to make money, these guys don't have to make any money. So they're very, like, I just think it's the way news should be. It comes from a place of, you know, giving back instead of a place of profit.
Yeah.
Right? So I'll just read a little bit. This is off their website too. ETH News is a non-monetizing media outlet. The site does not support any form of advertising, including sponsored or native content. In keeping with the consumer protection ethos that sparked its creation, ETH News maintains complete editorial independence from Blockchains LLC. So even Blockchains LLC doesn't own it. The publication continues to champion journalistic integrity, global and local ecosystem insights, and thoughtful coverage of this constantly evolving field.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Because like, so when news comes in from all these multiple sources, so do you think they're gonna like actually sift through it all and like see what's fake news and what's not, and only publish what's real, right? Because if you think about like CNN now and Fox News, you watch CNN, you watch Fox. They're like telling you the two different stories. It's the same story, but it's like two different things. And you just like somebody's lying or both. Like you don't know what to believe.
Right.
So it'd be interesting to see how they how they do this with the ETH news and how legit the news actually is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not sure yet. So we're gonna see how that works. I haven't gone in and checked ETH news yet, but the whole net ID thing with your palm veins, like
That's pretty crazy.
that's pretty crazy. It's pretty dope. So to recap what these guys are doing, I mean, definitely check out this company. This is awesome. They're not doing an ICO, so it's not like we're shilling or anything like that. But it's just really cool for the ecosystem. So first of all, custody. They have 4, nuclear proof, EMP proof vaults across the world. So 2 in America and 2 in Europe. They have net ID, which is reading your palm to identify that it's actually you that's trying to access your data. They have esports arena that they're building in there. They already have 67,000 acres in Nevada. I mean, the list kind of goes on. They have ETH News. Bless you.
Excuse me.
And they have $300 million in assets already, and no debt for Blockchains LLC. So,
I think they're a pretty serious company.
yeah, they're a pretty serious company. I think they're going to make a lot of noise. I think they've been working for a while now in the background, and now they're going to really start to show it off. So, yeah, so that's Blockchains LLC. Let us know if you have any comments or questions.
Please subscribe.
And smash that like button. Sweet.